You may be surprised to learn what is the fastest growing team sport in the United States over the last 5 years. KCOY 12's Dave Alley is live in Santa Maria to tell us about it and how an exhibition game there tonight is helping to create local interest.
Yeah, hi, Scott. The sport of rugby has been around a long time. Actually, it's close to celebrating its 200th anniversary in just a few years. But right now, it is hotter and more popular than ever before all around the world, including right here in the United States. And in fact, industry reports say it is the fastest growing team sport in America. Now, to generate more local interest here, also awareness, we've got a pretty impressive international exhibition match taking place right now. It just started a few minutes ago. To tell us more about that, we have James Gentry, the founder of the Central Coast Sharks Youth Rugby program. What is happening here right behind us, James?
We have an international match taking place with Durham University and Cal Poly and UCSB combined. It's just a friendly, so Durham is a traveling team. They're just traveling around California looking for different matches to be set up and have a good time.
Now, traditionally, we here as Americans don't grow up with rugby, but I guess once you've been exposed to it, you see it, you watch it, you're kind of hooked. That's what I hear.
Yeah, mainly football players and wrestlers adjust really well to the sport. It's really growing, and it just here on the Central Coast, it's gaining momentum, but up north and down south, LA and Frisco areas, it's really taking off. And as far as I know, just Cal Berkeley's the powerhouse right now in California.
Yeah, and this game right here, it's off to a great start. Our local guys just scored a try, which I guess 5 points. I just learned that. Now, as for the equipment here, this is pretty much it right here. This is the ball. You would say this is probably like Tom Brady's worst nightmare. It looks like an overinflated football. But these guys, as we know, they go without pads. But would you believe that the statistics show that rugby is actually safer than the sport of football? It's a tough sport, though. As we're seeing right out here, there's a lot of great hitting. If you haven't seen it, come on out here. We're at the Robin Ventura Field here in Santa Maria. We'll be out here for a couple of hours. Reporting live in Santa Maria, Dave Alley, KCOY 12, Central Coast News.
Yeah, you can't have a helmet-to-helmet hit without a helmet, I suppose, Dave. Thank you very much. Also, those interested in rugby in the Santa Barbara area, they have Touch Rugby, where they'll teach you the game at Chase Palm Park Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 to sunset. You can just show up and they'll show you how to do it.
I know UCSB has a great team, so.
Yep, the club team, they get out there and mix it up. Yeah.
You might be surprised to learn what is the fastest growing team sport in the United States over the last 5 years. KCOY's Dave Alley is live in Santa Maria to tell us about it and how an exhibition game there tonight is helping to create some local interest out there. Dave.
Yeah, hi, Paula. According to industry reports, it's actually rugby that's the fastest growing team sport in America. It's also red hot internationally as well, especially since it's been re-added back into the Olympics beginning next year in Rio de Janeiro. It's also got a lot of momentum here locally as well, especially at the youth level. Now, in an effort to help create more interest and more awareness of the sport, the Central Coast Sharks Youth Rugby team is hosting an international exhibition tonight featuring one of the top collegiate teams from the United Kingdom. To tell us all about it, we've got Daniel Villalobos, who's the president of the Central Coast Sharks. Hi, Daniel.
Hi. Yeah, we've got a local club with San Luis Obispo and UCSB playing against a team from the UK from Durham University, who is actually one of the top 10 schools in England right now.
And as we mentioned, rugby is really red hot here, not only all over the world, but the Central Coast and at the youth level. What's causing the popularity to surge here recently?
A couple of reasons. One is, it's really an any man's sport. Doesn't matter how big, how small you are, how fast or slow. It's really the epitome of a team sport. And then on top of it is a lot of these, colleges and universities are looking for new scholarships. So they're looking for new sports because football and basketball have been so inundated with people. So rugby and lacrosse and stuff like that, the more unconventional stuff is what they're going to now.
And it's also safer as well. I guess statistics show that it's actually safer than football, if you can believe that, even though there's a lack of pads. So it's gaining a lot of popularity. Certainly looking forward to tonight's game. A little bit of sports trivia, too, for you. Did you know that rugby used to be played in the Olympics? Last played back in 1924. Guess who was the gold medal winning team for the Olympics back then? Any idea?
United States.
That's right, the United States. So the United States will go into the Rio de Janeiro Olympics next year as the defending gold medal champions. Bet you didn't know that. I certainly didn't. I just learned that in my research here today. But this game right here tonight featuring one of the best teams from the United Kingdom against a local team from right here on the Central Coast. We're looking forward to it. For right now, we're going to send it back to you, Paula. Reporting live in Santa Maria, Dave Alley, KCOY 12, Central Coast News.
It's a really cool looking ball, too, Dave. Don't want to deflate that.
Much more air to let out of a rugby ball.
Thank you, Dave.
You may be surprised to learn that rugby is the fastest growing team sport in the U.S. over the last 5 years, including here on the Central Coast, where popularity is soaring, especially at the youth level. There are now several rugby organizations across the area, including in Santa Maria, which is home to the Central Coast Sharks. In an effort to try to create more awareness and interest in rugby, the Sharks today hosted an international exhibition match in Santa Maria. It featured a team of Cal Poly and UCSB club players joining together to face off against Durham University, a top collegiate team from the UK.
Huge for us to have a youth program that can bring an international level match into Santa Maria is absolutely enormous. All the research we've done on it and the questions we've asked, no one's been able to do this before. So it's a first not only for the city of Santa Maria, but it's a first for any youth sport in this area.
Rugby has become so popular internationally, it will be added back to the Olympics starting next year in Rio de Janeiro. It was last played in the Summer Games in 1924. The United States is ranked 16th in the world, while New Zealand, the All Blacks, are ranked first.
And you can learn it to play in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, if you're in Santa Barbara, they play it at Chase Palm Park. They have practices there where anybody can show up Tuesdays or Thursdays at 6:30, and you won't get tackled. It's just touch rugby there
All right.
to get you started. It's free if you want to try it.